Hey everybody, Rob here from FLX Bike with your Babymaker production update of the week of February 15th. We do have a little bit of factory footage for you today, but before we get into that, please take 1 second to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying these updates so we can make more of them for you. If you've got any questions about this update, e-bikes in general, your Babymaker, or just want to meet more of our team, you can join me this Wednesday, February 17th at 2 p.m. for a live Q&A. It's a lot of fun and I'd love to see you there. Okay, before we get to that factory footage, we promised we would be sharing with you more of a behind the scenes look, including all the challenges we faced for the week. And we do have a big one this week, unfortunately, so let's get right into it. All right, the biggest challenge of the week is some bad news, unfortunately, for our friends in the UK. The shipment that was supposed to go out February 13th did not make it out. It did not go out. Apparently, this is according to the latest knowledge we've received from our manufacturing partners in Spain. Apparently, some of the components needed to complete that shipment are stuck in customs. We're still chasing hard with them, trying to get definitive answers on exactly what's going on, get control of the situation so that we can get those bikes out, because we know you guys are waiting ad infinitum on these bikes, and I feel very embarrassed that we gave you a timeline and didn't deliver on that. So this is part of the reason why we give estimates, because there are some things out of our control like this customs issue, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it and keep you updated on it, but hopefully we'll get that resolved ASAP and get those bikes out. So apologies guys to keep you waiting on that. We will figure it out and get your bikes out. All right, the next item is we received some reports of people in Europe receiving their Babymaker and getting the wrong charger with it. It was a limited number of reports. Everybody else in Europe that got it, no issues. But if you did receive your bike in Europe and received a charger that just won't plug into the hole, it's a totally different style plug. We are aware of that. We've done some investigation on it. And what's happened is some of the bikes that left our Spain facility, the guys there grabbed the wrong charger that is used for another e-bike, not the Babymaker, and ship those in the package. It's a very limited amount, just a handful as far as we know. So if you did receive the wrong charger, please reach out to our support team. They're completely filled in on the issue. Send in some photos, etc., and we will follow up with you in terms of how to return that charger and get the proper charger for your Babymaker ASAP. Apart from those two things, there weren't really any major new challenges of the week. Obviously, we're totally gutted about the UK situation, and we're working on it. In China, however, it is still Chinese New Year, so our 2 production facilities there are still shut down, and they should be opening up soon. I believe next week they should be back at work. But in the meantime, it's been challenging not being able to produce bikes during the Chinese New Year's holiday, but we do have a lot of bikes on the water and plenty to keep us busy with from that push from before the holiday. After Chinese New Year's ends, we will be showing some love to our low volume locations, just starting with which one of those low volume locations has the most amount of bikes and working our way down the list, putting those into the build plan, building those bikes and shipping those out. So up on the docket, we've got locations like Japan, Korea, China, etc., Hong Kong. We'll be working our way down the list in terms of order volume, and you can expect updates from us on those in the coming production updates. Okay, it's time for some factory footage, and today's footage is actually brought to you direct from our quality control team in response to some of the packaging concerns we've raised over the past few production updates. So no matter what, anytime a bike arrives damaged, it's something that we take very seriously, because we need your bike to arrive in exactly the same condition that we shipped it out in. And if it doesn't, that means we've got room for improvement in our packaging. So anything that happens, like the damage we saw to the fork, etc., we investigate it and figure out ways to improve the packaging. So today's footage is a test of our latest version of the packaging from our second production facility. Let's get right into it. This is called the drop test. So this test is called the drop test. In the drop test, we raise the bike up to a height of 1 meter, that's 39 inches, and we drop it. So not just from the bottom, but from every angle. That bike is raised up to that 39-inch height. Measure it just to be sure. and dropped again. It's kind of sad watching these, but hopefully we've built the packaging to withstand all that impact. Again, from the opposite side, this box is upside down, and you can see here, it says, "I'm upside down, please turn me over." So even with that warning, sometimes we see the delivery drivers have it upside down. You can't expect everybody to be perfect. There's humans in the equation. So the box has to withstand that impact from every angle. Now the side, this is probably the most vulnerable because it's the smallest surface area, and you can see it kind of hit the corner there as well. And you see that corner came in a little bit. How much can this box withstand? The other side there as well. All right, so that is dropped from every angle, and now just visually inspecting the box, you can see the corners caved in a little bit on that side, and looking pretty good on this side. Overall looks great except for that small cave in the corner. And again, there are 2 cartons that we use for each bike. Pulling it open, inspecting it, damage tube. There's plastic plates here to protect the seat tube, the head tube, etc. You can see the box where that fork goes into. Box looks pretty good. Nothing visually wrong with the bike. That's all packaged up. So our goal is to be able to drop the hell out of this box and that bike still come out perfect on the other side. All right, inside the box, you do see the 2 pieces of plastic in there. They've done their job to protect the bike. That one above the seat tube actually broke a little bit. Better that breaks than the bike, but that indicates that maybe we could use a material less likely to crack right there. That would be an improvement for the future. All right, now this is the bike again. Visually on top there is a cap protecting the seat tube. That's totally intact. Everything else looking good. No damage to the stem. Handlebars are still there. Brakes still there. Seat still on. So what we're going to do is unpack it here and assemble the bike. Again, looking for any more visual damage to the bike, making sure there's no spots where the packaging needs to be bolstered up a little bit to make sure it can withstand and survive drops of 1 meter to every angle. All right, you can see on that wheel there are 2 big discs here. I mentioned this in a previous update, but those are meant to protect the axle from pushing through any packaging, any cardboard, styrofoam, and scratching up the bike, or pushing through the box on the other side and scratching up the axle itself. In our very first run of bikes in 2016, the first 2 containers that shipped, we didn't have those on the wheels, and they ended up causing an incredible amount of damage from the axle pushing through the packaging and scratching up the battery on the other side. It was a complete nightmare. Totally gutted to see it, but we certainly learned our lesson on that one. So that's pretty much all the packaging off. The chainstay is looking good. The crank, the bottom tube there looks great. Top tube, not seeing any scratches or any visual damage. Overall, the bike's looking super clean. Putting it on the kickstand and checking the rear wheel. It looks to me like it spins straight and true. Yeah, no issues there. So no change in the alignment, which is super important on these bikes. Everything is in line. You saw from our other production updates how much we put into the welding processes, all of that to make sure everything is straight and true when we build the bikes. And now even after the drops, it has still maintained that integrity. All right, now we look at the fork here. Things are looking good, no scratches. There is a spacer on that axle for the fork to protect that as well. There is a sleeve on that axle to protect it as well. So now just installing that wheel on the axle, getting that through axle nice and tight here. And again, what we're looking for is that that wheel can spin straight and true, no wobbling, anything like that. And it's looking very good to me. That would pass a pre-shipping inspection. And again, after all those drops, it would pass it again. All right, that's it for the drop test. And if your Babymaker shows up with any sort of shipping damage like that, anything whatsoever, please reach out to us at support@flx.bike so that we can sort it out for you, look into it, investigate it, and also improve our packaging moving forward, because the job is never done. It's constantly in motion. That's all I've got for today's production update. I know it's a bit of a disappointing one, especially for the guys in Europe and UK especially, who were expecting bikes to leave last weekend and they didn't go out, so big apologies there. We're gonna continue to closely work on that, the custom situation, and keep you updated on that. Apart from that, we do have both Canada containers which have arrived at the US. The first of which is actually at FedEx now, and those bikes should be leaving to Canada this week. The second container is at port and clearing customs as we speak, so that should be coming into our fulfillment center soon. And in addition, we do have another 6 containers on the water, a couple at anchor right now waiting to port, and the rest in transit. 6 containers, over 1,000 bikes, so super exciting. And it's gonna be very busy once those containers arrive. A lot of people getting Babymakers. So for everybody out there waiting on a Babymaker, thank you again for your patience. We will continue to work hard to deliver as many as possible, as soon as possible. And if you enjoyed the update, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and we'll see you in the next one.